These 10 incredible animals, preserved in time, range from ancient infant tiger cubs to flawlessly preserved ponies. The mammoth yucca, one of the most well-known and important animals in science to have ever been discovered, is the yucca mammoth. It was found in 2010 in the Siberian permafrost near Russia's Laptev seacoast. This 39-year-old mammoth was unique in that it was mummified and possessed the best preserved mammoth brain ever discovered, complete with discernible blood vessels and folds. It is very beneficial to the study of the species to find specimens such as these. Research on the brain revealed striking similarities to those of contemporary elephants, which in turn helped scientists create more effective methods for keeping mammoth brains should any more be discovered. In addition to the yucca mammoth, many other ones have also been discovered in the area. They are not as well preserved though, and scientists are interested in them for a different reason. The mammoth is a fantastic option for bringing a species back from extinction using cutting-edge technology because of their largely intact DNA and their status as an interesting extinct animal that is extremely comparable to several that live now. It's thought that if we're lucky and persistent, we might see these enormous animals in the wild again in a few years. Without a doubt, I would adore seeing that. Moose. Finding an animal preserved in ice is uncommon enough, but seeing two creatures appear to be frozen in midair while they are interacting is even more unusual. This is what two hikers discovered in Alaska in 2016. Under 8 inches of ice, two moose engaged in a spectacular brawl. It was obvious that they were too focused on their struggle to notice the impending frost. Males are more prone to be violent with one another in the autumn, either to defend territory or to get a female's attention. At one point, these two even managed to knot their antlers. It's likely that they perished in the chilly water and then froze when the temperature dropped. Local enthusiasts who wanted to permanently preserve the uncommon find quickly took the moose from the ice when they were discovered. Bison yucca. One of the world's coldest regions, Siberia, has been continuously inhabited for thousands of years. This makes it the ideal location for discovering frozen creatures such as the yucca mammoth. In addition, the mummified bones of a steppe bison, the predecessor of the modern bison, were discovered in the vicinity in 2011. The bison was found by the Yana Indigirka lowland by a tribe. It was astonishingly intact, with nearly perfect preservation of its brain and other organs. Despite being well over 9,000 years old, this is the most complete steppe bison yet discovered, allowing experts to analyze its brain, heart, digestive system, and blood arteries in great detail. It is believed that the absence of body fat around its abdomen, combined with the absence of any obvious injuries, provides insight into how it died. Most likely from malnutrition brought on by the quickly shifting conditions in the area at the time. Fish. Ice may be a boon and a bane for a fish that lives in water. Fish can withstand dropping temperatures because of the special ability of ice to float on top of the water, but they aren't always that fortunate. Parts of the ocean froze rapidly in 2014 when a strong, cold wind from the east caused temperatures to plunge very quickly on the Norwegian island of Lovend. Sadly, there was no way for a sizable school of fish, who were at the time believed to be trying to flee from a predator, to dodge the advancing ice, and they were stuck in place. People could stroll across the large ice sheet with complete safety and still get these incredible pictures of hundreds of fish frozen in time. The absence of food caused the birds to become silent until the ice eventually thawed, which had a significant effect on the surrounding ecosystem. Salarican pony. When gold miners in Siberia dug tunnels around 30 feet below the surface of the Indigirka River in 1968, they discovered something unexpected: a pony's 2 legs and tail protruding through the ceiling of one of the tunnels. Specialists from the St. Petersburg Zoological Institute were contacted to assist in retrieving the entire animal, which they succeeded in doing, save for its head. Amazingly, the body turned out to be that of a Przewalski horse, which is now only found in Mongolia. It also revealed that the horse had died some 35,000 years ago. According to an analysis of the remains, the horse's lives back then and now were comparatively similar, because the stomach was so full of gas, sedge, herbs, and woody plants It is thought to have passed away quickly, with its forelegs extended straight and its hind legs pointed down, the horse's position, which may offer the best clue as to how it died. Seems to indicate that it had been stuck in a bog and was unable to escape. Invertebrates. The reason the following animal is on our list isn't because of how long it has been frozen, but rather because of the significance of its discovery for science. Water bears, or tardigrades, are minuscule aquatic animals that can withstand harsh environments and reach a size of less than 1 millimeter. They either fully stop their biological functions for extended periods of time or drastically slow them down in order to do this. Because of this, they are exceptionally resilient to cold, and in 2014, they assisted researchers in setting a record. Following the 1983 collection of specimens from moss plants in Antarctica, the specimens were returned to a laboratory and kept at -20 degrees Celsius, or -4 degrees Fahrenheit. This should have killed almost everything on the planet, but 30 years later, they were thawed and given new life. The first instance of anything purposefully surviving that long on ice. The animal that had been brought back, along with an egg, produced 14 more eggs that successfully hatched without displaying any anomalies or deformities. Even though these animals have evolved to exist in such extreme environments, their survival has allowed scientists to better understand the effects that freezing temperatures have on living things, and will aid in the development of strategies to extend human capacity to resist the cold. Woolly Kalama rhinoceros. Siberia is a more active place than you may have imagined. Another incredible specimen was discovered in Siberia in 2007 when the ice receded. It was the remnants of a woolly rhinoceros. Although they lived approximately 39,000 years ago, they were once among the most frequent large mammals to traverse Eurasia. As a result, it is extremely uncommon to locate a preserved carcass of any significance. But this female, discovered in the Kalama River, approximately 20 feet below the surface, has provided researchers with invaluable insight into the former way of life for this species. They discovered through body analysis that the woolly rhinos were herbivores with a diet primarily composed of cereals. They possessed long bodies, short legs, a flattened front horn, and extremely thick skin and hair to assist enduring the cold. They were roughly the same size as a Yavan rhinoceros. Compared to current rhinos, they weighed roughly 1.5 tons and had significantly shorter ears and tails. It's now believed that the woolly rhinoceros's extinction was partially caused by their inability to adjust to the cold when there was more snowfall than usual. Their short legs and weight would have made it easy for them to become stuck in snowdrifts with no way out. Their weight also pushed them deeper into the snow. This is probably what occurred to the Kalama rhino, and it was a major contributing cause to the eventual extinction of the species. Foxes. Not only do extinct species become stuck in ice, but it appears that the fox is one animal that is frequently discovered frozen in time. Nobody knows exactly why foxes are so likely to become encased in ice, but there never seems to be a cold period that passes without some gorgeous fox photos making the rounds. It's something that occurs when animals just get sucked into the quickly freezing waters during sudden cold spells. For instance, a German hunter discovered a frozen fox in the Danube River this year in Germany. Instead of just leaving it there, he did what any dignified hunter would do and carved the fox out of the river, setting the enormous ice cube on display in front of his hotel as a warning against the perils of winter. These are by far the most frequently observed animals in ice. Perhaps this is due to their graceful character or propensity to leap forward with great force. In the future, they would most likely be better off staying in warmer climates. Lions of the cave. And back to Siberia's permafrost once more. To the Rakusha Republic this time. Following their exploration of a region covered in thick ice, the locals discovered the Eurasia cave lion, an animal previously only known from fossils. More astonishingly, they discovered 2 of them, perhaps young twins, and even though they were over 30,000 years old, they were among the best preserved organisms of any kind ever found. One of the cubs has been crushed, and it is believed that they died at the age of less than a week due to the collapse of its den. With a shoulder height of about 4 feet, this type of lion was among the biggest to have ever lived on Earth. They would have fed on woolly mammoths, horses, and reindeer that grazed in the same area. Although the exact cause of this species' extinction is unknown, the most widely accepted explanations center on the region's declining food supply for such huge carnivores as a result of the region's cooling temperature and human hunting activities. These cubs were examined before being included in an exhibit of creatures discovered in permafrost, enabling them to remain frozen in time for future generations. The Tumat Dog. Another area buried in permafrost is the town of Tumat in the Russian Sakha Republic. In 2015, an unusual finding was made there, known as the Tumat puppy. It is believed to be a long-extinct canine species that became extinct more than 12,000 years ago and was frozen. The near-perfect preservation of the body was the aspect that shocked scientists the most. About 70 to 80% of its body was still complete, according to preliminary testing, and its brain was almost flawless. It is believed to have been connected to the Tumat Dog, a different animal discovered in the area in 2011, and possibly to a nearby human habitation that was situated at the head of a river at that same period. The idea that one day we could truly be able to bring both sets of remains back to life has given us optimism that they can tell us about the food varieties and living conditions that existed at the time. And every one of us may own our very own pair of prehistoric puppies.